So I've decided, until further notice, to basically stop addressing an audience because there really doesn't exist an audience. So I'm going to start addressing you as my phone because that's what I'm filming this on, and it is my phone. I feel like I'll be able to emotionally connect a little better with a phone than a mythical audience that I currently don't have. Well, let's see. So I was going to start off by explaining why I'm in the creepy basement. The reason I'm here is primarily because the people whose house I'm staying with, well, that sounds sketchy. I have some friends that are allowing me to stay over while I'm, getting on my feet as I moved back to the U.S. recently, school and stuff. But for right now, I'm in the basement because the puppies are upstairs being really loud. People are going to get back soon, which I think they may have gotten back just now. And I don't like YouTubing with all these experience I have with people around because I am so insecure. And right now, I think my biggest problem I'm having is I have no idea what to do. I'm pretty good with people. I love people. I talk with them. I love making friends with random strangers. I look like Jesus right now, but V-neck Jesus. But the thing is, when I get to talking with there's no response. All I have is my face talking back to me, and I don't really get any reactions from him. He's boring. So, I have no idea what I'm doing. Anyways, I have no idea what I'm talking about. Let's see what I was going to say. Oh, so the other day, I'm a super decent, nice, good person, probably. And I was taking care of the puppies, and outside came this... I went outside to take the puppies out, but before I let them out, I looked out, and there was this random dog. There had been a thunderstorm, and there was just this dog just chilling there, and I really didn't know what to do with it, and I was kind of looked at it, so I took a picture of it, and I went to some neighbors, and I was like, do you know whose this is? And then it started raining, and it was miserable, and the dog then started limping after me. It was terrible. So finally, after the dog was disgusting. It was like an old grandpa dog, or grandma dog, I don't know what it was. I didn't want to check, who knows what they have, probably have diseases or something. Anyway, the point is, I finally found this lady who was like, I know whose dog that is. It's across behind the house. And so I was like, awesome. And they're like, okay, how I got that information is funny because they were like, oh, I know whose dog that is. Oh, I know someone who will know. And I was like, perfect. So could you tell me? They're like, yeah. So they called this person and they're like, hi, yes, yeah, I would like to speak with you, but I want to know if you know whose dog this is. And the lady was like, I'm at work right now. And the lady was like, oh, whoa, sorry, you're allowed to be at work right now. I was like, okay. Everybody, we just take a step back, and she was like, well, all I want to know is if you know who this basset hound belongs to. And the lady was like, yeah, I know who that, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, so she told, I couldn't hear the other end, so that's why I'm making crap up. But then she said, yeah, it's behind the house over there, and then they had a 15-minute argument about which house it was. Now, I didn't think it was very important which house it was. Turns out it kind of was. I wish I'd known a little more clearly which house it was, but the point was, I didn't. So I just went around back. I knew between two houses, it was one of them. So I was like, hey, and I knocked on one door, and I was like, this is where I think the dog belongs. And so I was like, knock, knock. No one answered, and I was like, all right, whatever. I'll go to the next door house and see, ask them at least. And so I go there. Okay, and this was crazy, because I show up, and I knock on the door, okay, and I don't really hear anyone, so I back off a little bit. I don't want to be in anybody's face when they come out the door. And I'm like I said, I love people. I'm good with people. And I'm standing there, and I'm like, and then I hear just coming out of the back. It's like I start hearing this echo. It's like, what are you doing here, you fella? You don't want to mess with me. I'm sick of this. Blah, blah, blah. Just kind of like, whoa, somebody's already a little tense. And out comes this just gangly grandma black lady, and I'm like, oh crap, what happened? What'd I do? And she's like, you stay out of my property, I don't want you on my yard anymore. And I'm sorry if I'm being offensive, I'm not meaning to be. She was yelling at me, and she was like, I'm going to call 911 on you. And I was like, oh crap, okay. I was like, I'm sorry ma'am, I was just here to return the dog. Is this your dog? She was like, no, it's not my dog. I don't know who Tyler is, he ain't been around here for some time now. Now if you get off my property right now, I'll call 911. I was like, okay, alright, I'm going. So I get off her property, I'm like, I'm sorry, and I hear, yeah, there's 911, I'm calling, there's a man who lives in my yard, and he's... call 911. I was like, the man who lives in your yard, were you talking about your garden gnome? I didn't say that. So I'm walking off, I'm just ignoring her. I'm getting rained on, I'm kind of unhappy with my, Good Samaritan trip. So I'm on the way back, and she follows me in her car. She pulls up next to me and goes, Hey, you listen to me. I don't want you on my property one more time. If you get on my property, I will press charges and talk to the cops. Blah, 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 blah. And I was like, I'm sorry, ma'am. I didn't mean to. I'm so sorry. I will never touch your yard, my foot, again. Ever. And after I finally convinced her that, she drove off, and I was like, oh, thank goodness. And so I finally, I did eventually, in case anyone was like an animal lover, I found People's owner, and we walked it back, and happy ending and all that. But that lady was so crazy. It was so freaking scary. No idea what I was doing. So yeah, that's pretty much all I got today. I think the happy birthday thing's stupid. I'm done. So, just until later, phone. Thanks for listening. That's about all I got. Bye.